Alien Med asked. "Why does your blood smell like metal?" "That's just the iron." Dr. Zafira's forearms worked with practiced precision as she tended to the human's wounds in the medical bay of the Stellar Harmony. The gash across Commander Sarah Chen's forearm was deep, but not life-threatening, a casualty from the boarding action that had just concluded. What troubled the Vexari physician wasn't the injury itself, but the peculiar metallic scent that filled her sensitive nostrils. "Commander Chen," Zephyra's translator rendered her chittering voice into standard galactic, "I must ask, why does your blood smell so strongly of metal? Are you suffering from some form of toxicity?" Sarah looked up from the biobed, her dark eyes meeting the compound gaze of the insectoid doctor. After 3 months serving aboard the multi-species vessel, she'd grown accustomed to such questions. Humans were still relatively new to the Galactic Coalition, and their biology never failed to surprise their alien colleagues. "That's just the iron, Doc," Sarah replied with a tired smile. "Human blood contains iron-based hemoglobin. It's what makes our blood red and helps carry oxygen through our systems." Zafira's antennae twitched in what Sarah had learned was the Vexari equivalent of raised eyebrows. "Iron? The metal used in construction and weaponry? You have that coursing through your circulatory system?" "About 4 grams of it, total," Sarah confirmed. "Might not sound like much, but it's essential for us." The doctor's secondary arms paused in their work of applying synthetic tissue patches. Around the medical bay, other coalition species, the crystalline Zephyrians, the gaseous ethereals in their containment suits, and the plant-like Verdani, had begun to take notice of the conversation. "But iron is so reactive," whispered Nurse Thymel, a Zephyrian whose body chimed softly as she spoke. "On our world, iron oxidizes rapidly. How do you prevent corruption of your biological systems?" Sarah chuckled, wincing slightly as Dr. Zafira sealed the wound. "We've got systems for that. Antioxidants, cellular repair mechanisms. Evolution figured it out over millions of years." "Fascinating," Dr. Zafira mused, her medical scanner revealing more anomalies. "Your bone density readings are also unusual, much higher calcium and phosphate concentrations than typical organic species." "Hydroxyapatite," Sarah explained, "gives our bones strength and rigidity. We can survive impacts that would shatter most other species' skeletal structures." Chief Engineer Vorthak, a massive Chromari whose rocky hide was nearly impervious to damage, rumbled from across the bay where he was being treated for plasma burns. "The human speaks truth. During the boarding action, I witnessed her withstand a kinetic impact that should have liquefied her internal organs. She merely, how do you say, rolled with it." Dr. Zafira's medical readings continued to astound her. "Your muscle tissue contains unusual metallic traces as well. Magnesium, potassium, sodium, electrolytes." Sarah nodded. "They help. Our muscles contract and our nerves fire. Our whole bodies are basically walking chemistry sets." "Chemistry sets filled with industrial materials," Thymel observed, her crystalline form shimmering with amazement. "Your species builds starships from the same elements that comprise your bodies." The observation struck a chord of realization throughout the medical bay. The other species began to understand something profound about humanity that had previously escaped their notice. Dr. Zafira completed her scans and stepped back, all 4 arms gesturing in the Vexari expression of wonder. "Commander, your species doesn't just use tools. You are tools. Your bodies are constructed from the very materials needed to forge technology and survive in hostile environments." Sarah sat up on the biobed, testing her newly healed arm. "I suppose that's one way to look at it." "Consider the implications," Dr. Zafira continued, her excitement growing. "Most coalition species evolved on garden worlds with stable atmospheres and gentle gravity. We required millennia of technological development before we could leave our homeworlds safely. but humans. Humans carry the elements of technology within their very cells. Vorthak's rocky features shifted into what might have been a smile. This explains much about human behavior. On Kepler 442b, when the atmospheric processors failed, you humans continued surface operations while the rest of us required environmental suits. "We just held our breath a little longer," Sarah shrugged. "A little longer," Thymol chimed incredulously. "You operated for 6 hours in a toxic atmosphere that would have killed any of us in minutes." Dr. Zafira pulled up holographic displays of comparative biology. "Look at this. Humans have redundant systems throughout their physiology. 2 kidneys, 2 lungs, compartmentalized brain functions. Your species was designed by evolution to survive catastrophic damage." "We're resilient," Sarah admitted. "Had to be. Earth wasn't exactly a gentle nursery world." "No," Dr. Zephyra said quietly. "Earth was a forge, and humanity was hammered into shape by forces that would have annihilated softer species." The medical bay fell silent as the implications sank in. Here was a species that didn't just survive in harsh environments. They were literally made. From the same stuff as their starships and weapons, their blood flowed with metal, their bones were forged from mineral compounds, and their entire physiology was a testament to evolutionary pressure that most coalition species couldn't even imagine. "This changes our understanding of human capabilities," Dr. Zafira concluded. "You're not just another organic species that learned to use technology. You're organic technology, living beings composed of the raw materials needed to conquer the cosmos." Sarah stood, flexing her healed arm and meeting the gazes of her shipmates. "We prefer to think of it as being practical. The universe is a dangerous place, so we're built to match." As the medical bay resumed its normal activities, the other coalition species looked at their human colleagues with new respect. They finally understood why humanity had adapted so quickly to galactic civilization, why human colonies thrived in environments that challenged other species, and why human soldiers were so effective in combat. They weren't just fighting alongside humans. They were fighting alongside beings forged from stardust and steel, creatures whose very blood carried the essence of the cosmos itself. The iron in their veins wasn't just biology, it was a promise that wherever the galaxy's dangers led, humanity would meet them with bodies built from the same fundamental forces that shaped the universe.